Hi, Hazel Courteney here in festive spirit with my Christmas tree and my candles. And today I wanted to talk about the stress of Christmas, because a lot of us are trying to run a home, a family, do the shopping, do our jobs. Have we got enough money to buy the presents at Christmas? Will it be enough for the kids, who are spoilt to bits, most of them these days? And so I want to try and help you to see Christmas perhaps in a different light. And also I put this in my Christmas card, this phrase: worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do but never gets you anywhere. And I thought that that was very appropriate, because as Dale Carnegie said about 60, 70 years ago, he said 85% of the things that we worry about never actually happen. And it's really important that when we do get stressed and when we get angry, it's our reaction to that stress and anger that can determine whether it makes us ill or whether we deal with it in a more positive way. So I'm just going to go back in time to explain to you what happens when we get, or when we become, very, very stressed. Now, eons ago, our ancestors, let's say they were being attacked by a wild animal, and so you get the fight or flight syndrome. Your adrenaline and cortisol start pumping, your heart beats faster, your muscles tense, cholesterol is released into the blood to thicken the blood, so that if you are injured, your blood will clot more easily, and the blood vessels constrict. Your digestive processes begin to shut down. Now, all of these things would help you to run away from that wild animal, make your brain much sharper, and in the short term, this is obviously a very good reaction. But today, we still get the fight or flight syndrome. But unfortunately, when we get it, we tend to get angry, or we tend to go to the coffee machine or have another donut. We don't disperse, we don't run away from whatever is bothering us. And the point being that if you don't disperse these fight or flight hormones, they become toxic to you in the long term, and they can cause you to blow a fuse. They can cause you to have a heart attack or a stroke, or have ulcers, or whatever it is. So it's really important that you recognize that your reaction to stress is absolutely vital. And if you do become stressed, if you can make a space and time between what stresses you and your reaction to it, this really does help. How many words do we speak in anger, and the next day when we've slept on it, we think we wish we hadn't said or done that? And then if you also find yourself getting very stressed, walk away, go for a walk, disperse those toxic hormones, and breathe. Take a deep breath. It really does help to realkalize your system, whereas stress makes your body and blood very, very acid. And if you have the monster-in-law coming for Christmas or whatever, because families, as they say, you can choose your friends, but perhaps not your family. So I'm sure that millions of you out there have wonderful families and you all get on very well, but some families don't. And so I think if you change your attitude, and instead of thinking perhaps, oh, I've got 3 days of hell over Christmas, why not change your attitude to, it's only 3 days and I can get through this with a loving heart. I mean, after all, look at Nelson Mandela, who died recently. He came out of prison after 27 years. And Sir Trevor MacDonald, who's the wonderful BBC or ITV or whatever it is interviewer, he was one of the first reporters to speak to Nelson Mandela when he came out of prison. And he so wanted Mr. Mandela to say, they beat me to a pulp every day and it was horrible, and to be very negative. And in fact, Mr. Mandela came out with a totally different attitude, saying the only way forward is forgiveness. And so if you've had rows with somebody during the year, or if you do at Christmas, forgiveness is a really wonderful gift, for want of a better word. So changing your attitude can really help. But in the short term, if you are feeling very stressed, you can take L-theanine. It's a derivative of green tea. It's an extract of green tea that really helps you to chill out a bit. And if I'm feeling very stressed, I take about 3 capsules a day. You can buy those at any health store. And to support your nerves with your breakfast, eat breakfast please, something like porridge, balance your blood sugar. Take a B complex, a high strength B complex, to really support your nervous system. And take small doses of magnesium throughout the day, because the mineral magnesium is known as nature's tranquilizer, and it really, really does help. And because we all tend to overeat at Christmas, don't eat when you are stressed. Try and sit down and eat calmly, because otherwise your digestive system won't be working properly and you won't absorb the nutrients from the food. Now, do excuse me, I just had a piece of Christmas cake. If you're going to go out drinking at Christmas, please don't drink and drive. If you are going to have quite a bit of alcohol, then drink a non-alcoholic drink between each alcoholic one. Remember to eat either before you go out or during the evening, and take some milk thistle before you go out and when you come home. Milk thistle helps to regenerate the liver, because the liver takes a huge hit if you have too much alcohol, and too much alcohol dulls your senses. And so please be responsible, and red wine is the healthiest drink if you're going out drinking. And if you are overeating, remember it takes you 20 minutes to feel full. Going for a walk after a nice gentle walk after a large meal really does aid digestion. And what else can I tell you about Christmas? Enjoy it. You know, there are many people in very dire circumstances around the world, and if you're not suffering in Egypt or Syria, and if you've got food on the table and people to share it with, be thankful for that and be happy. So wherever you are in the world, have a magical, worry and stress-free Christmas and a happy New Year.